Chetan Shivram, a champion rally racer. Known for his numerous victories and fearless driving style. His journey has defined by relentless dedication and an unshakable passion for racing. To know more about his journey and his future plans, let's join Chetan Shivram and stay tuned for a very special guest.
So in the Coliseum, here he is. Hello Chetan.
Hi.
So good to see you and
Same
very
here.
excited for the interview now.
Absolutely.
So please, we wanted to know, so as I've been hearing a lot that you are not the first generation into motorsports from your family. So there's your whole khandan is into motorsport and all I've been hearing. So take us through how this motorsport has started in your life.
Okay, so to be honest with you, so motorsports has been in my life from when I was even before I was born.
Before?
Yeah, because my dad and mom used to love motorsports, and my mom, when she was pregnant with me, actually drove one of the drags. Yeah, exactly. So
When she's
yeah,
carrying.
when she was carrying me, yeah.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that's where I think my motorsports journey actually started. And yeah, so, but of course, on a more professional basis, my dad and mom used to rally. My mom used to ride the bikes. My dad used to co-drive for her. So it's been in our blood. My uncle was a 9-time national champion on bikes. He also won the national championships in navigation in cars and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's just been in our blood.
Oh my God.
Of course, I started, my parents were very clear with me. Their only condition was, we'll allow you to race, we'll allow you to rally, but you have to earn your own money to do it. We're not giving you any money or helping you out with it. We'll support you,
Okay.
but not financially, right? So, of course, for me, it took a little time. I had to work, join the corporate life, work for a few years, earn enough money to buy my first car and then start racing.
Okay.
But I started with go-karts.
Okay.
Then I went on to two-wheelers. I rallied in two-wheelers.
Wow.
And then I moved into cars.
Okay.
But cars I moved in 2003.
3. Oh, okay.
So only in cars I've been driving for about 20 years. Before which, so my total motorsports career has been for about 25, 26 years.
Oh my God, like I went like speechless, no words. I mean, I know you're so experienced and all that, but not from the time that you are inside your mom's room and your journey started. Wow, that's truly amazing. So is it that influence of your parents, or is it that like, no, it's my thing, it's I want to do, or something like that to you?
Well, honestly speaking, it is something that I was also very passionate about, right? And that is the only reason why I've continued to do all this. And the journey has been excellent for me, especially because although I have been racing, I've been doing this, I also love the sport so much that I decided that I also want to help others get into the sport.
Awesome.
Right?
Awesome.
And so back in 2006, I started the rally school.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've had, this must be about my 45th or 46th rally school.
Oh,
We've
wow.
got 350 to 400 students come out of the rally school. Some of our students have gone on to become national champions in rallying.
Wow.
And autocrosses and so on. So
Awesome.
for me, every time a student does well, it's a very, very proud moment for me.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's been a great journey, yeah.
Awesome. And initially, as you said, your parents said, we are not supporting you financially. Whatever you got to do, you got to do it on your own. But what were the struggles that you faced? Because a person like me or who's watching right now wanted to get into the sports, wanted to know what is coming front.
Okay, so motorsports, unfortunately or fortunately, is a very niche sport, okay, and it is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, because unlike, let's say, cricket or hockey, where you just have a field and then you need a bat and ball. That's it. And here, you need a very big field if you need to drive a car. And of course, you need the car itself.
Car,
right?
yeah, that's the big
So,
number game there.
it is extremely expensive to actually do motorsports. So, what are the struggles I faced? Plenty. I mean, first we had to get a car. Then we had to prepare the car, right? And for a guy who's working corporate, it is a little difficult, right?
Yeah.
But if you're so passionate, and that's what I always believe, that if there is something that you want really, really badly, you have to go after it. You have to go fight for it and get it.
Yes.
So it did take some time, saved up enough money, got my first car ready. Fortunately for me, on my very first rally, on my debut rally, I did extremely well. I came second in my rally.
Wow.
And on the first year of my rallying, I was also awarded the best debutant driver of the year by the Federation of Motorsports Clubs of India. So
Wow.
for me, that was a big, big thing. And because we were doing extremely well, after my very first season, JK Tires was kind enough to go ahead and sponsor me.
Awesome.
So I was a fully paid driver for JK Tires.
Wow.
So that helped boost and, you know, take my career to a whole new level. And it's been great ever since. I mean, we've been rallying now for, like I said, about 20 years.
Yes, yes. As I said, if you have something and you want something, you just have to
Absolutely.
go after it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what his mantra is, like, go after it, don't give up and all.
Absolutely. Just like motorsports, right?
Motorsport, yeah.
You never give up. You never say die. You keep going at it.
Yes, yes, exactly. And so that was your initial. And as you started competing and all, how was it, like, how do you prepare yourself? Because it is too much of focus, not even a fraction of second you can't just get out of your head. So how you used to prepare mentally and physically for the sport?
Okay, so true, your reflexes in motorsports has to be extremely good. So you do need to keep yourself extremely fit, not just physically but also mentally, because in a situation where you have to make split-second decisions, right? You need to be very calm and collected, right? You should know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and your coordination has to be perfect.
True.
And fortunately, you know, we have tried to do that. We've tried to keep ourselves as healthy as possible in terms of physical fitness. We do a lot of walking, a lot of exercises and stuff like that. Mentally, we do a little bit of yoga. We do a lot of exercises to make sure that we're mentally calm and stable most of the time. We don't get angry easily.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. Road rage is a little bit.
My next question is that actually.
No, but yeah, we keep as calm as possible.
Okay. So yeah, my question again to that point is, see, basically motorsport is all about that aggressive speed, and you have to be aggressive in making that thing.
That's true.
But how do you keep yourself calm on such?
Right. So what I was saying was, we call this controlled aggression.
Okay.
Although your aggression is there, you need to be able to control it to exactly how much you want. It's like, let's say you were to punch a punching bag.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you punch it, if you do not punch it correctly or with the right kind of force, you're going to break your hand.
Yes.
So it is an automatic reflex in your head that when you hit the bag, it is aggression, but it's very controlled.
Correct.
You know when to stop. Your aggression in you should be like that. It should be controlled. You should know exactly how much aggression to use and when to stop it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that aggression part works.
Wow. Okay. So when you started, you have that all experience of in your family and people around to help you and all. So when you start, I mean, you're also into coaching now. So as you see the young trainers joining up right now, and I see a lot of youngsters, were they able to really control that aggression? Because this is all about that first control and then onto the race, right?
So I'll give you another example of one of my students. One of my students who came in about 2 years ago actually. The very first class he took with me, he went and he toppled the car because there's a student of mine called Jahan Singh Gill, and he actually flipped the car. He was super aggressive. Okay. But that's fine, because it's our job to teach you how to control that aggression. Last year, that same Jahan Singh Gill won the INRC 3 National Championship.
Wow.
Right? So that is controlled aggression. when somebody is really, really aggressive, to teach him how to control his aggression is not very difficult. It's just a little bit of mentoring.
Okay.
Of course, it's a lot of hard work from Jahan himself. It's he who has put in that effort, he who's picked up the techniques and how to drive very, very well. And of course, a lot of practice that he's put into, achieve what he did.
And okay, now moving on to little into your achievements. So, do you remember that first ever competition that you entered, and how was your mental state, and what were you going through on your first race?
So it's actually a very funny story. It was an autocross race, okay, and I just gone to watch the race. And of course, because my parents were in rallying and my uncle was in rallying, I was introduced to a person called Mr. Fazal Khan, who owns a workshop called FRK Racing.
Okay.
And a couple of his, people who used to get his vehicle done were racing in that autocross.
Okay.
So I was standing next to him, I was watching somebody drive, and I was saying, oh, he's making this mistake, he's making that mistake. So Fazal sir said, oh, you think you can drive better? I said, yeah, of course I can. He's making so many mistakes. So he said, so he called the guy and said, hey, this guy wants to drive your car. My responsibility, give him your car, let him drive.
Okay.
So I said, fine. I took the car. And the guy who gave me the car was actually standing first in that race.
Okay.
So I took his car, I went, drove, and I actually went faster than him and won the race.
What?
So that was my entry into motorsports for the first time. So, I mean, a lot of my achievements to everything goes back to Mr. Fazal Khan, who, encouraged me and got me into the sport literally.
This is like crazy, like something like I'm listening to a movie story or something. Like
my entire life feels like a movie sometimes. When I say my whole life is like a movie, it's also because, how many people do you know follows their dream of doing what they want and achieving it, right? Most of us unfortunately have to live a life wherein, we're a corporate slave, we're doing what maybe we are not passionate about. I'm one of those very, very few people, lucky people, to be passionate about something and follow that dream.
Correct. How long did it take for you to get into nationals and be a champion?
Like I told you, fortunately for me, my very first year, Mr. Fazal from FRK actually helped me with the car build and all that. He said, money will come, money will go, don't worry. Let's build your car first. So there was a lot of support and a lot of love from him. So we built our first car, car, and in 2004 we took part in the national championship. And I finished second in the championship, but I was adjourned the best novice driver of the year.
Wow.
In my very first year of rallying.
Rallying.
Yeah.
So, I know, what was your best ever, when you're performing in competitions? What is your best ever memory in that competitions?
I think 2019, the championship goes down as the...
Where you won.
Where we won,
Yes.
not just the category championship, because we were running the INRC 3 category championship. We won that, of course, but more importantly, we won the overall Indian National Rally Championship.
Oh.
And we created a few records that year, because that was the first time somebody driving a lower category car won the overall championship.
Okay.
The other record was my brother was also my co-driver. So we were the first brothers who ever won an overall championship.
What did I just hear? Like your own brother
My youngest brother
is your co-driver.
was my co-driver, yeah.
This can't get any more better. It's like not only what everything around him is about motorsport.
It is.
There's this a movie dialogue like, I eat English, I drink English, I sleep English. No, I eat motorsport, I drink motorsport. It's like, wow, so happy to know that. So, and what the best moment I got to know that is there anything that worst moment that you couldn't never forget about the national competition?
Yeah, there has been that as well. Like for example, last year, we were in a position where we were fighting to win the championship again.
Okay.
Right? This time in the INRC 2 category. And unfortunately, in our last rally, on the very first stage, within 5 kilometers, so it's like about a 200 kilometer, 300 kilometer rally, within the first 5 kilometers, we had an issue with our gearbox.
Okay.
And we knew at the start of the rally that we were going to lose all the hard work we had put in the entire year to win the championship by just losing that one gear in the gearbox in the first 5 kilometers. Literally, that's like saying I know when your death is going to be, okay? And you know you're going to die, but you're going to live till the moment you die.
Last moment, I'm gonna just try there.
So yeah, I mean, last year was a little tough for us because we had that issue with the gearbox in the last rally.
Oh my
If not,
God.
we would have been again a national champion for last year.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's what motorsports is. There are some good days, there are some bad days. When you have a bad day, you come back and say, I'm just going to do better the next day. So you go back with the right attitude, you will always do good in motorsports.
You know, see, motorsport is not really super popular as it is in the European or the abroad, other countries are. So, you know, how do you see that in coming years about in India? Because not many I've seen an international level representing in India, representing India. So, how do you see that?
Okay, you'd actually be very, very, very surprised to know we do have a lot of representation from India internationally. We have it in rallying, we have it in racing, okay, two-wheelers and four-wheelers. We've already had two people who've already driven in the highest level of motorsports in the world, which is Formula One racing. We've already had two drivers from India represent India.
Yes.
Right? Looks like we're going to get another two more coming in very, very soon. And in rallying as well, there is a lot of scope right now. We have people driving in the European Rally Championship, we have people driving in the Asia Pacific Rally Championship, and so on and so forth. So there is a huge, huge, huge possibility of us also winning those championships because our people are really, really, really good.
Okay.
But motorsports is picking up huge in India. Okay. I know personally wherein we are in go-karting, we have kids starting at the age of 8 and 9 years
Ooh,
old.
Nice.
And this is in a national level.
Okay.
Which means parents themselves are realizing there is scope for this becoming mainstream in the next couple of years. Think about it this way, when you are a child, whether it's more often than not a boy as compared to a girl, but as a child, what is the first toy a child picks up, a boy child? It is a car. You ask him what do you want to be, he'll say race car driver. It is that when he grows up, and because of our mindset, we tell them this cannot be a career. But today I'm saying why not, right? You're born with the instincts of wanting to become a race car driver. Encourage those children.
Yeah.
You'll get the best in the world to be, coming out of India. So that's my goal. That's why the academy, to help nurture that talent for people like you, for people like so many people out there who do not know where to start or how to get into motorsports. We have the academy to help you and get you started.
Awesome. Just putting a point there, not just that men now, women are also, the girls are also picking up the cars and bikes these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like somebody like me now who got introduced to rally sport just because I saw your post on social media and I was like, why not? So when I was actually even coming, Chetan, I had few people asking me like, why do you want to do it now? Go travel, go explore. Why do you want to try something sport? And why at this point of time? So what exactly is the right time to get into motorsport, or is there any age limit that you have to start now, otherwise you're not going to go forward?
Fortunately in rallying, no, there isn't. Okay, I won my championship at the age of 41.
I have no clue about this. Are you serious?
Absolutely. My overall championship, I won at the age of 41. So age is not a bar, not at all. Of course, the only thing is if you start young, you have more seat time, right? The more the seat time, the better you get in the car.
Yeah.
So it's just a myth that you have to start early at a young age so that you'll become a national champion. That's all nonsense.
Awesome.
Irrelevant what age, if you have the passion, you have the determination, you can do extremely well. That's it.
This is the biggest amazing news that I've heard recently. So there's no age limit. You can just get in whenever you want to. So yes, Chetan, let's talk about women in the sport also. Now, how do you see women in this sport going forward? Because not as you said, there's men in F1 racing and all that, but we aren't hearing about women much. So how is it if I want to choose a career in this?
Quite honestly speaking, it's brilliant, okay, because almost every rally school of mine, I have at least a 30%, okay, of my students coming in as women. In fact, I also run another event called the Clash of the Motor Clans.
Wow.
Wherein it's a franchise-based motorsport event where there are teams, team owners have their own teams, and then they fight against each other. Okay, and in that, one of our rules is that a team should consist of minimum 3 drivers, out of which one should be a woman. Compulsory.
Okay.
So women also, right? And trust me, I've got a good 15-20 women who've already trained under me before.
Awesome.
Right? In fact, we've had one rally school where we did an event exclusively for women, and we had close to about, I think, 40 people who enrolled to learn motorsports, but we could only take 25 during that rally school. We currently have 2 women in Indian motorsports who are doing extremely well, who have been with us. Okay, and you should look them up. One is called Pragati Gowda, and we have another driver of ours called Nikita Takle. So both of them are doing extremely well in motorsports, and you should take them as inspiration because they started, they're following their passion. Today, Pragati is driving international rallies and doing extremely well. I'm very happy for her. Nikita is also doing extremely well for herself.
To all the women out there who's watching this, ladies, this is the time. It's now or never. As Chetan Shivram's motor school is always open, and there's details on the Instagram and also below the video. Do check it out, and this is it. Go for it. And coming into a little bit of technical part. So before starting a race or a competition or anything, how do you guys prepare on before getting onto the track?
Okay.
Technically.
So one of the things we do is, as far as the car is concerned, of course, we do a little bit of testing to make sure the car is set up to how we want it based on the kind of terrain we are driving. So normally we have about 7 rallies that happen in a year across India. There are rallies in Hyderabad, Pune, we have rallies in Coorg, Bangalore, Chennai, Coimbatore, Nagaland. So different terrains, different places, different kind of terrains. So car setup is extremely important. 2 days before the rally, we have a reconnaissance of the entire rally. So we go, we make these pace notes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Notes as to how we're going to drive, where the corners are, where the jumps are, where the bumps are, and stuff like that. Say about a day before the rally or the night before the rally, we review all the videos of our reconnaissance.
Oh, okay.
So it's an entire beautiful procedure that we go through. Whereas racing is more about that perfect blend between man and machine, right? It's not about the machine taking over or controlling the man. It's not only about the man controlling the machine. It's also about adapting to the surface, adapting to our environment. So it's a really beautiful feeling when you come out as a winner because you know you have mastered something.
Yeah. See, when, for example, me being a sports person, like when I'm playing cricket, it's like that when you're so focused in it at a point, you get to see the ball in a very slow motion or in a bigger picture to go hit it. When I'm performing gymnastics, the apparatus literally become part of my body. So is that something like that happens with you and the car?
Of course. So what happens is, one, when you're driving, your car becomes an extension of your body. So much so that you know exactly how to throw the car into the corner, exactly how much it's going to drift, how much it's not. When your braking points are, so if you're running and you want to stop at a particular point, you already know when to start slowing down, right?
Yeah.
Your car becomes a part of that. And when you're driving, you get something known as tunnel vision. Okay, when you're driving at an extremely fast pace and your concentration is so perfect, you have something known as tunnel vision. It's like you're seeing through a tunnel. Nothing else matters to you except what you're focusing on.
Awesome.
And literally speaking, you will come to a point, and at least I know I have come to that point before, wherein everything does seem to slow down around you except what you're concentrating on, which is the road.
So it's just like in the camera, if you see the cinematic view, everything around is blurred and
Correct.
only a focus part is
Correct.
there. Wow, that's a beautiful feeling.
It is. Nothing can beat that.
Yeah, awesome. So let's talk about school, because as I'm also here right now standing as your student, so I want to give little information through you to the people who are watching, who wants to start their career in it.
Absolutely. So like I told you, that this is our level 1. This is our introduction into motorsports. A lot of us might be also very passionate, but that does not mean that we are good at it. Like for example, I might be passionate about painting, but maybe I just can't paint, right? So what do? You go to a person who knows how to paint.
Correct.
And get yourself assessed and say, do I have what it takes to become a painter?
Yeah.
Our level 1 rally school is also pretty much like that.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is when you come in here, we will teach you a lot, but at the same time, we are doing our assessment of you, and we are very honest about things like whether we think you should continue with motorsports or you should not.
Oh, so you're gonna put it straight into us, like, can you do it or not?
Absolutely, based on the experience we have.
Okay.
How much of it do you pick up? How easily do you pick up what we're teaching you? Your coordination to everything we look at, and we tell you if this is something you should pursue or not, because at the end of the day, it is an expensive sport. We don't want you wasting your money either, right?
Wow. So what do you give as from all your experience? So what do you tell to the new beginners who's looking towards motorsport?
Okay, this is a piece of advice I've always given, and I will continue giving all of you out there. The roads are meant for you to go to office, go to college, go to school and go to work. Tracks are meant for you to race. So please make sure that you're very, very safe out there, okay? But the track is where you come and prove how fast you are or how good you think you are in driving or riding. We have these kind of tracks built. Come to the tracks and race, and we are always there to help you and encourage you.
Awesome, awesome. And one last question. What is Chetan Shivram's next plan? So what are your next races that you're preparing to, or in your training? So what next?
Okay, so we have built a new car this year. We've picked up the Fiat Punto Abarth. So we're doing a lot of R&D on the Punto Abarth this year. We've unfortunately missed 2 rallies this year, so we're not gunning for the championship this year. We're going to use this year for R&D and look at gunning for the championship in 2025.
So Chetan, please tell us what kind of cars do you drive and what kind of cars do you use in the training also in your school?
Sure. So the Indian National Rally Championship is made up of various cars, but the most predominant car is the Volkswagen Polo.
Okay.
So the Polo is, proved itself as a very, very good contender in rallying and racing. Of course, with all the alterations we do in terms of safety, we put a roll cage in the car, we put a bucket seat, we put, the seat belts, and a few very minor changes to the car when it comes to the stock category of the car, which is the INRC 3 category.
Okay.
These cars are engine and the gearbox is absolutely stock. We don't touch any of that at all. It's only the safety stuff that we put in, like I said, the roll cage and stuff like that, tires, and these are the small things. But predominantly in motorsports today, it's the Volkswagen Polos that we use. There are a few other cars like we have the INRC 4 category, which is cars like the old Honda City, the old Baleno, and the S-Teams. And then in the newer generation cars, we have the XUV 300s. We have the new Baleno RSs.
Okay.
And from what I've been, planning to drive this time would be the Punto Abarth.
Okay.
Which is a new car in the fray.
Okay.
So these are the cars we generally use.
Okay, that's good to know that. And as we are also talking about the women in motorsport, so how different is it from men rallying and women rallying? Is there anything?
Absolutely not. I think, the truth is women, like men, have the same kind of interest when it comes to motorsports. Maybe they didn't have the opportunity because maybe it was society, maybe it was parents, maybe whatever the reasons were, they weren't in the forefront. But today, parents have realized that there is no difference between a man or a woman. In fact, I have a prodigy student who's just about 18 years old who started racing. So I'd like to introduce you to Tarushi.
Yes, that would be great. Hi Tarushi.
Hi.
Hi.
So go ahead, have a word with her and I'll be back.
Thank you. So yes, we have Tarushi here with us, who is a student of Chetan Shivram. So I was really excited because when he said that you can also talk to my student who's around, and being a woman, that I see that this sport was pretty lately introduced, or it was more about men and cars and all, and I was very happy to hear that you are doing amazing in this, in a very young age that you have picked it up. So Tarushi, just take us through how this started in your life, this rally racing.
So I guess it started all with my father. He was an ex-rally national champion as well himself.
Wow.
So I think through his influence, or I guess his genes, so he introduced me into the sport. He said he's got a rally gypsy at home. So and we have an estate in Chikmangla. So I've been driving the gypsy on the estate roads, and also like I enjoyed the slush, the mud, the sound of the exhaust and everything. So then he put me into karting, and you know, you learn the racing lines and basics of racing and all. Then I did a few autocrosses here and there. I started off with Chetan, so I did my first rally school with him. That was back in, I think, 2022.
Okay.
So
What was your age when you started?
I think I was about 17 then.
17. Just proper professional on track stuff.
I was still driving a stock Polo then, so
Yeah.
I've come a long way getting into the INRC3 Polos, so it's been a fun journey. Yeah,
Awesome.
but then I stuck with the circuit racing in Chennai, so I did 3 years there. I was doing the MRF saloons in Chennai,
Okay.
and I just finished the national championship, and I finished 4th in the overall championship and
Wow.
2nd in the ladies. So, yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm so proud of you. So happy to hear, and it sounds like very good. Like, you know, see, girls are on track. See, girls are doing this. Okay, so what were the initial? See, for you, it was probably easier than the other women around because your father was already into it. But when you actually started racing and all, what was your initial struggles that you faced?
Honestly, I didn't exactly face any troubles because at least all my racing buddies and like all my competitors treated me as an equal, and like, you know, we'd finish a race, cross the checkered flag, and like we're going towards the pits, and we're all like side to side, and we're like, good race, and like, you know, showing thumbs up and all that. So it's nice, it's healthy. So and like even after the race, like we're all in the pits, and we're discussing, oh, how do you take this corner, or like, you know, we're discussing our racing lines, or like what if we do this in like do these changes to the car, or like or like, you know, we come and discuss our lap times and all. So it's a nice healthy relationship that I have with my fellow teammates, but like I guess some people don't have it as easy. So yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Very happy to hear that, because having that healthy, you know, around on your same profession is really very nice. Okay, so you've been competing from a while. So what do you think is your best competition? Not about just winning or losing, but what do you think that is your best track time?
There was this karting race that I had, and even though that was like about just when I started out, I still think of it as my best, because I started dead last. I was 16th on the grid in these little go-karts, and they flagged, like they started the race, and then I don't know what happened. I was just going zoom, 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 and I just ended up second, and I'm just like, I finished the race, got out of the kart, and they all just come and they're like, you're second, and I'm like, how did that happen? So that was
How did that happen? What's your reaction?
Okay, I didn't expect that, but it was a fun race. And besides that, on track, like I've not placed on top, but like I've had like good battles with my other teammates, and like, you know, it was good fighting, like defending, attacking, and also those also good experiences, and like, you know, they make you a better driver. So,
All right. So is there any, you know, the unforgettable moments on the track where you have? So I totally forgot to ask this question to Chetan, because I saw a video of Chetan flipping and then coming back onto the track. He wasn't even hesitated. He wasn't even looking around. It's just, okay, I'm on track, let's go race. That kind of a mindset is very, you know, amazing and very difficult to get that. So was there any situations like?
I mean, I did have one incident on the first corner in Madras International Circuit in Chennai, and so it's taken me a while to come back from that incident. So like, I mean, I'm still a little cautious over there, because it's a pretty bad incident, and like, as much as I'd love to push myself, but like at the same time, I need to be careful of the car, because like, you know, I need that car for the championship, and I can't just mess it up in one day, like in one session.
So now I really wanted to know is when you started your career, what was your plans? Where do you want to see Tarushi ahead?
I mean, like actually speaking, I would love to be in the WRC, you know, going places, driving on snow, on gravel, on tarmac, and like, yeah, and those kind of cars itself. But I guess like you need to start step by step and like build it up slowly. So I've debuted in my first rally this year, and next year I plan to do the whole season. So finish like, start with the INRC and then like slowly go up the categories, and then maybe APRC, and then hopefully go on from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really wanted to say something loud out right now because we keep hearing this quotation saying like, don't judge the book by its cover. She looks so cute, she looks so girly and pretty and like very, sorry, but it's just my pointing, like saying that you look so like Nazuk Khali and all because you're a fair beauty. Look what she's talking. Look what she's planning to do in her future. See, girls, yeah, don't judge the book by its cover. right? Yeah. And what are your next 1 year plans? Is there any one race that's like your dream race that you wanted to be there and you're working towards it?
Like I said, the WRC, but
WRC is
as a much smaller scale. One rally that I really want to do is the Robusta rally, which is in Coorg.
Okay.
Sadly, this year I won't be able to do it because I actually have an exam the day after it, so can't do it.
Education.
But yeah, I'm
important.
currently doing my third year in Joseph's, so
okay.
Yeah, but next year I hope to do the Robusta rally because like that's almost like a home rally for me because my mom's from Coorg, so yeah, so that's a rally that I really want to do, and like
awesome.
Also coming from Chikmagalur, driving through the estate roads, so that's going to be kind of similar. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now I really wanted to hear this from you because the women who's watching this video out there, as you have the privileges or the advantage of somebody from your family being around in the racing already, and you got in. It was always that environment around you.
Yeah.
But who doesn't have somebody like me and wanted to get into rally racing, what would be your words for them?
The track doesn't differentiate whether you're a male or female. Your helmet doesn't differentiate whether you're a male or female. The time doesn't differentiate whether you're a guy or a girl.
True.
So why do we need to differentiate between like, you're a guy, you can race, but you're a girl, you can't race? Like, who says that? There's no written rule saying that, women can't race. So why can't there be more women on track?
Why? Tell me why. Right.
Yeah.
So what is that one thing that you would like look into that girl's eyes and tell them?
Go get it.
Do that.
Go get it.
Yeah. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Tarushi. It was really happy talking to you, and see you around. All the best, girl.
Thank you.